duct tape it in here.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see you've got a fire park right there. Is that in most of your,
So I have a fully kept.
I don't think I'll have that.
But there's a lot of things that you can do with them. You know, it's a great tourniquet. Yeah, and, you can retrieve foreign bodies out of the esophagus and people suck down in. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with it. I wouldn't expect you to do it with something.
We're moving to chapter 4 here, aren't
We're
we?
moving on to chapter 4. Yeah, I carry scalpels with me, you know. And
I did, I carried that fire park, was it great?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I think scalpels are good. I also carry a great big huge needle like this, you know. You don't see these much anymore, and you can tell by the old tape on it. I actually stole this from the emergency room. But, you know, this is a good emergency airway. I can stick it right through, you know, and I got myself a trach. Do I expect you to do tracheotomy? No.
We've seen it on TV, Larry.
Yeah, it's actually the jackknife and the pen.
Larry, I'm not sure you want to be recording this. This may not be something you put on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think it's exactly what goes on YouTube.
One of the things I really strongly encourage you to do, however, if you put stuff in other containers, label them. Number one, if somebody else is using your kit because you're attending your victim, they don't know what the stuff is that's in, you know, this blank on mark thing, right? You know, so mark it, and then, and the same thing for you, you're gonna forget what's of it. That's another reason I kind of like things like this, because it says Benadryl on the back.
Each
you know,
one,
so
right.
you know it's Benadryl. And the same thing with my motion sickness ones, you know, it's got meclizine on the back, so I know, you know, that it's meclizine.
So in your hand, what do you have? Is that Benadryl?
I have Benadryl and meclizine both in there.
Gotcha.
And in this one I carry ibuprofen. Charlie will tell you you need to carry aspirin. He always carries aspirin whenever I'm out with him because he's sure I'm going to have a heart attack, and so he's going to cure my heart attack with an aspirin.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't agree?
Huh?
You don't agree? Do you have aspirin in yours?
I actually don't.
So if Charlie has a heart attack.
Charlie has one. He's out of luck.
He's out of luck.
I had to go through his pockets. Is it a bad thought? Not at all. It's not at all. You know, I think you know, hand sanitizer. You know, it's good to, yeah. You're going to work on something. You might talk about clean hands somewhere in here. I think. I also think. I think actually, Mary's got. Would you have latex gloves? Yeah, I thought. But I think latex, a couple of latex gloves, you know, in your thing is probably a good idea. I meant to put them in, and I had them in when I was revising. You know, when
I
you're.
carry a box of Latex gloves
Huh?
in the Jeep because sometimes you need to supply other people with them
Yeah.
if you've got a bad situation.
When you're getting your wings, you know, save your, you know, these are great, these little wipes, you know, wet wipes.
Oh.
And they stay wet a long time, and they're great sources of, you know, so you can clean yourself, and you can also clean wounds off with them, you know.
I'm gonna disagree and say every time I've gotten one out of my car that's been there for a year and a half, they're dry.
You know, I was surprised, last night I pulled out one of my wash and dry, one of these. Because these are really old.
Yeah.
And so, oh, they gotta be dry, because I
Right.
bought some home from the office to replace them with.
But they work.
I opened one up, it was still nice and moist. You know, so maybe it depends on the product. These wash and dries, stay wet. I was amazed, I was really amazed. We're getting really close to 8 o'clock. Anybody got any specific questions, or else I'd just like you to come up and look at things and see.
Larry, you didn't address ice. Now, do you, I mean, is it worth hauling? Is that thing that we got
Actually, you
for
pulled out, you
everything-
didn't talk about it, but
I'm
you pulled
just
out
not-
an ice or
I'm
cold
just
ice.
not sure if that's even worth carrying, because those things are heavy. There
These
aren't
are
any-
heavy.
There's aren't any that I know of.
It's
that-
hard to, it's not a bad idea, it's not a great idea, okay? These don't get really, really cold, but they do get cold, and they can be really helpful for like a contusion or a sprain or something like that. They're only cold for about a half hour or 40 minutes, and then they lose them. So, yeah, this is a good example of something that you might really want to think about, is it worth the wait? You know, 'cause it
There isn't any other product that's
No,
small that.
no, they all are
Give you
kind of
hope.
same way, yeah.
Well,
but-
my sense on that, Larry, would be, it makes the person feel better, but it's not really fixing anything.
No, it's not
So
fixing it, it's.
If it's a
simple-
little kid that you wanna make
Yep.
them feel like you're doing something for them, you
Yeah.
can pop that on there.
Yeah,
or
it's a
spray
symptom
or-
reliever, burns are
But,
nice,
yeah.
you know, you got somebody's got a burn.
But it's not fixing it, so
Not
from that
fixing anything.
standpoint,
Yeah, yeah, but,
it's,
yeah, so, again, not a bad idea, but if you're, carrying the tags off of tea bags, then I wouldn't carry that, you know? This, if you were wondering, this is, I actually bought this thinking Charlie would be here, but. This is a triangular bandage, and for any of you who went through scouting, you know, this is, you'll find it in the scouting handbook and the scout field book, and, you know, the triangular bandage is the be-all and end-all of the Boy Scout first aid. Yeah, I think they're kind of useless, to be honest with you. They have all these weird kinds of ways you can use these to bandage people, so I have one, but would it carry it? No. You know, but, you know, you can use it for slings and stuff, but you can use your belt for a sling too, you know, it's, I think it takes up a lot of space, not heavy for sure, but, you know, I'd rather have a nice big roll of gauze there. One other thing I was gonna bring, and I forgot to bring, if you want something for compression and support, you know, you're all familiar with ace wraps. Okay, you probably are familiar with vet wrap?
No.
Do you know vet? Okay, vet wrap is the greatest stuff in the world. You buy it at Tractor Supply in the equine area. It is self-adherent ace wrap. You wrap it on and it sticks to itself, and once it's on, it stays there. It doesn't go sliding down. You don't lose the little pins that hold it together. You know, it comes in every color under the rainbow. You know,
You
I
say
think
vet, V-E-T?
VET, veterinarian, vet wrap. I use it in my office. You know, I stop at a Tractor Supply periodically and buy a dozen or 15 rolls of vet wrap.
I wanna know what your billing is like, but that's.
But it's great stuff, because as I say, it adheres to itself, so it doesn't slip and slide around, you know, and I don't know if any of you have ever wrapped a leg with an ace wrap and then tried to keep the ace wrap up, it just doesn't stay up, you know.
Right.
Wet wrap stays there,
So does it stick to the hair on your legs too?
you know. No,
It sticks to itself?
It just sticks to itself. It's a little rough, you
Yeah.
know, it's kind of coarse, you know, but it just sticks to itself, you know. And you can reuse it quite a bit too, and
So-
it comes in 4-inch roll.
if you have an abrasion or a cut, a long cut on
Mhm.
your arm, you put a dressing down, and then you use this
Wrap
vet
it.
wrap.
Wrap it with vet wrap,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hold
Again,
it in
it is expensive in terms of size,
Okay,
because it's about that big around and it's 4 inches long, you know, so again, it's not gonna fit in your,
okay.
you know. This is one, basically, on hikes and stuff, if I carry one, so to be quite honest, I don't usually carry first aid kits on our hikes, because I have my big portable first aid kit with me that's in the yellow shirt over there. I know he's, I never had to worry about first aid supply, because Mick's got probably twice as much stuff as I'd have at any given time. So, but if I'm out by myself, yeah, this is, you know, this slips inside a fanny pack really easily, and then again, group things, if I want something for the group, it's this. You know, if 2 or 3 of us are out for 2 or 3 days or something, you know, yeah. This is what I used to carry when I was a scout leader, when we had to troop out, you know, pitcher rocks or whatever, you know, a big, long, high adventure thing. You know, but this is heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy, yeah. So generally, as I say, otherwise, it's in the trunk of my car in case I come on an accident or something like that.
Well,
So-
and I would say, I'm in agreement with you in a lot of ways. When we went through the Sawyer training, we got this nice metal kit, and when I looked through there, in my humble opinion, there's a lot of stuff that really is not necessary per se to save
Right.
a life.
Right.
I think to save a life, you need some antibiotic, you need some dressing, and you need something to hold it in place. And beyond that, you just say, tough it, we'll get back to the medical center and you're good.
I think, you know, like in a Sawyer first aid kit, I'd have that,
Yeah,
I'd have that,
yeah,
and I'd have that wrap.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well,
Yeah.
you and I are in pretty much
Yeah.
agreement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and 4x4 gauze pads too,
Yeah.
you know, if it's not a huge injury. I mean,
And
this I would call it
And
trauma.
maybe
test.
anti-sting stuff for bee stings and stuff like
Oh, yeah,
that to
yeah.
make them feel good,
Yeah.
because you're gonna get some.
But really, as I say, your Sawyer kits are trauma kits.
Yeah,
Really, that's what they should be, you know. Yeah, so that's what you want for.
thank you, I appreciate that insight.
So take a minute before we break up for the meeting, come on up and paw through these and look at them and see.